What is up, everybody? This is Matt with the Hardcover Comic, and today we're going to be doing a little bit something different. We're going to go over X-Force Volume 1 Omnibus and an overview of Deadpool vs. X-Force, aka X-Force Volume 2. So, X-Force Volume 1, here's the dust jacket for it. Some nice light-filled art there. I love the character stuff that they do at the bottom. Marvel does these on a lot of their Omnis, and it's really cool. And then flip it over to the back side here, doing all this one-handed. Alright, so you have a lot of different annuals in this one, but you also have New Mutants 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool, which I'm sure probably everybody knows. But you also are going to collect X-Force issues 1 through 15. A lot of different annuals, like I said, such as X-Factor, X-Force, New Mutants, etc. But there's also going to be the Cable tie-in with the Blood and Metal 1 and 2. So that's pretty cool that it has that in there. All the different covers and whatnot. So let's crack this bad boy open. Now this one I bought on eBay at an extremely cheap price. So I'm very excited. I have not had a chance to read this Omni yet. I did read some of the floppies as they were coming out, almost 30 years ago, but I have not had a chance to actually read the Omni itself. So I'm pretty excited to dive back into this. So here you have your credits page. Primarily Fabian Nicieza was the writer. Rob Liefeld is also credited as a writer. And then you have Rob Liefeld as one main penciler, with some appearances on a lot of the annuals and maybe an issue here or there, like Mark Bagley, Todd McFarlane, Mike Mignola, Greg Capullo, JR. Dan Panosian was an inker for a couple of the issues there. Hopefully he'll be on the Four Guys in a Comic podcast here pretty soon. We've had to reschedule several times. It's kind of become a running joke between Dan and myself. But hopefully he'll be on. And Fabian Nicieza was on the podcast not too long ago. So if you did miss that, go back and check out that interview. And then we have the table of contents page, which I understand why a lot of people are starting to like, the table of contents pages. It is kind of nice to kind of flip back and be like, okay, this issue's on this page. Before, I can't lie, I was indifferent, I guess you could say, when it came to table of contents. But now I do enjoy them. So then you have your previously here, where it discusses what happens with Mutant Massacre, Inferno, Extinction Agenda, Fall of the Mutants, etc. And then it jumps right into it. New Mutants 98. First appearance of Deadpool. There he is in all of his glory. And the Dynamic Domino, who they actually announced a new series. Gail Simone is actually going to be writing it, so that's kind of exciting. Alright, so this is a sewn binding. Much like a lot of the older Marvel Omnis are. This is a sewn binding, and it lays nice and flat once you get the spine relaxed. And I'll show you guys here. There we are. So you got the nice eye hole right here. See that? Sits very nice and flush. Alright, so some of the interior art and things in here. There's a fun page for you. But, yeah. So, really solid, late 80s, early 90s art. Lots of pouches. If you're a fan of pouches, you're going to love this book. I'm really looking forward, like I said, to diving back into it. It's been some years since I've read it. Gotta love Juggernaut. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I don't know if that's really necessarily the best line he's ever said, but it's a lot of fun to repeat. Alright, so there you go. There's some, I want to say it's Mignola right there. It definitely looks Mignola-ish, so it might be that X-Force number 8 that he did. Alright. So lots of 90s pouch goodness right here, alright? This is nostalgia lane. Alright, and then you get to the back of the book here, and you have your cable guide or your dossiers for all the characters. Then it jumps into the Mutant Report. And then it talks about all of the covers. Now these, the 92 Marvel Classic superhero trading cards, I think these ones are actually 94, I want to say. But I actually have this entire run still in my baseball card sleeve. And I'll have to do a video on them and kind of go over some of the cards. Some of you younger kids may not know what these cards are, but I'll tell you what, back in the day, man, this is how you got your fix, your comic fix, especially when you couldn't get to a comic book store, you didn't have a comic book store near you as a kid, you were buying, you know, off the racks at a supermarket, and you wanted to learn more about characters. This right here is how you did it. Oh. Classic 90s, some nice sketches and things in the back, Liefeld sketches. No matter how you feel about Liefeld, he still contributed quite a bit to the comic book world. So whether you like him or not, you still gotta respect. You gotta respect the contributions. And that's a classic Liefeld right there. That probably gets made fun. That's probably almost gets made fun of about as much as that Captain America one that he did. Alright, so that is X-Force Volume 1 in a nutshell. Now let's pull over Deadpool and X-Force. Basically, what this is X-Force Omnibus Volume 2. Fabian Itziez was primarily the writer. Mark Waid did the Deadpool short that's in this. I believe it was Circle Chase. We'll get to that in a minute. Mark Waid wrote that. Greg Capullo did a lot of the art, which is pretty awesome. So this one's going to collect issues 19 through 31 of X-Force. So you are missing issues 17 and 18, and 16, I believe. Yeah, 16, 17, 18 is what you're going to be missing in this one. So, but it is basically X-Force Volume 2. And then it does include a couple issues of Cable, Deadpool, the Circle Chase 1 through 4, which Mark Waid did write. And then you got some awesome artists here. You got Greg Capullo, Tony Daniel, Ron Lem, Klaus Johnson, Rob Liefeld again, of course. Derek Robertson. Oh, man, I love Derek Robertson. He's so cool. He's a cool guy, too. He's been on the podcast. Go check that one out. He's a really fun guy to talk to. Ken Lashley. I mean, come on. Some freaking huge names. Oh, and there is the spine. Once again, the characters on there. I love it. Looks so cool. I love how Marvel does that. So, here's the look of the book. Now this I just got in the mail today. I've relaxed the spine a little bit, but not a ton. So this one may not lay quite as well as Volume 1 did. Alright, so open it up. Once again, you got the credits pages. And then moving on, you have your table of contents. Then you're previously on what happened. And then it jumps right in. New Warriors. So, see, it lays pretty good, actually. It's not too bad considering I've only relaxed the spine, really. The one time, like I said, I just got this earlier today. I've relaxed it a couple times, and then, but no, it's sitting well. Once again, Pouch City. If you love pouches, you're going to love this book. Brings back a lot of that 90s nostalgia. Alright, so this book is not sewn binding. Sorry, that's what I was getting at. I apologize. I got sidetracked there. This one is not sewn binding. This one is actually a glued binding. You can even try to look in here and in between. There's not sewn, and it does lay flush with the spine. So this one is actually a glued binding, not sewn. Which might be the way Marvel's doing things now, because this is a brand new Omni. Came out a month or two ago. And, yeah, it still lays nice, though. Even for, you know, a glued binding, it still lays nice. Not really a lot of gutter loss or anything. Ooh, Arcade. I love Arcade. He's like one of my favorite X-Men villains. He doesn't get enough love. He needs to come back and make an appearance. Bring him back. Oh, I did want to bring this up. So while flipping through this, my book, and I don't know if it's like this in all of them or not, but mine did come with a printing error. So the pages were folded like this, and when I unfolded them, as you can see, they are, there's some extra there that didn't get cut because of the way they folded. Now, I would assume this is probably an anomaly. I seriously doubt it happened on every single book, but it did happen on mine. So those 2 pages are nice and bent, which is awesome. Now, most people might send it back to in-stock trades, you know, have them switch out the book, what have you. I'm indifferent. It's fine. It is what it is. I just want to read the damn thing. I don't, you know, I don't want to have to wait 2 weeks to ship this back, get a new one, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just want to read it, you know? So I'm okay with it. It's not enough to make me want to send it back, but beware of that, just in case. It did happen to me. It could happen to you. And then, once you finish here, got some interviews, it looks like. The making of the holograms. Oh, that was a 90s cash grab, let me tell you what. Hologram covers. Oh, look at Greg Capullo back then. He does not look like that now. I'm actually going to meet him next month. Maybe I'll have him sign this page right here. I'll just open it up to this page and just have him sign. I think that'd actually be a pretty cool spot for him to sign, to be honest. Oh, check this. This is nice. Where'd it go? There's the posters and the old pinups that you used to get in the old magazines. And then over here you have your sketches and whatnot. Covers to the books. I'm telling you, if you grew up in the 90s, this book is a must-have. So awesome. Mr. Sinister with his thigh-high FMB boots. His hooker boots, if you will. That was the style back then, folks. Alright, and then the back. There it is in all of its glory. So, there you have it, folks. X-Force Overview, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Stay tuned. We'll be pumping out some new videos probably every day this week, to be quite honest with you. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at Hardcover Comic as well. And until next time, the power is yours.